The Quiz On podcast is brought to you by the Flamingo Fund, supporting LGBTQ+ projects, organisations and initiatives. To find out more, head to flamingoscoffeehouse.co.uk/the Flamingo Fund.
Hello and welcome back to the Quiz On podcast with me, Alex Mitchell.
And me, Hollie Noble.
You sounded so bored.
I'm sorry.
You sounded
I was
so bored. That's the worst intro we've ever done.
Sorry, I was looking at a question.
I am also here. Oh my
He's put his own out later, not right now.
Should we start again? Oh, is this just...
No,
just keep that in, yeah.
This is at least right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Anyone who listens past the advert can get that lovely gem right there.
It's the end of the day.
It is the end of the day. We've been joined by a fantastic guest this week. Please welcome to the podcast, the brilliant comedian, Mr. Josh Sedman.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on the pod. We're very excited to talk to you. First question we have is, we're in the studio today. What would be the ideal drink for us to serve up to you now?
The ideal drink?
I mean, we don't have it. Don't get your hopes.
Oh,
But what would
God.
be, if you could pick any drink in the world, what would be the ideal?
I'd have a rum and coke just to settle me down for the situation.
Yeah.
I'm not as settled as you are in the corner. I need to get on your level of things.
Yeah.
Just relax.
Yeah. Holly just spends most of the podcast reports just like juggling fidget toys. That's
Alright, no fair. That's good.
Yeah, I do actually.
What is it a particular type of rum?
Any spice rum will do.
Any spice rum?
Yeah.
Full fat Coke? Diet Coke?
Full fat will do.
Yes, always.
Really cold, a lot of ice. Yeah.
Is that your go-to? Like, yeah.
It's my go-to drink, yeah. In fact, I'll normally start with a couple of beers and then I'll go, I'll have a rum now.
Nice.
I'm ready, I'm into the night.
And then for the rest of the night.
Rest of the night on the rum, yeah.
Nice. Sweet. And the second question of the podcast comes from Holly.
Oh.
How do you think...
Sorry, I really enjoyed your excited. Oh,
a second question. I'm not expecting this.
Yeah,
well, I know
there's no more after
that.
How do you think Timon identifies sexually?
As in Timon and Pumbaa?
Yeah.
Wow, what a question.
I know.
This is a man who's never listened to the podcast.
I intended to listen to one episode.
You can always tell.
I'm not a podcast man. I know this is bad sitting here doing a podcast.
Select the format.
Yeah, podcast, not for me. No, it's just I do a lot of long distance driving and I prefer to listen to music.
That's...
than
What?
So there is,
The whole time?
on a long distance
I'm
drive.
saying long distance. Like I don't. If somebody's just chatting at me all the time, then I'll fall asleep and crash.
So I will listen to maybe one podcast episode and then I'm onto music if it's in the evening. Daytime, radio.
Radio.
Radio?
Yeah.
Radio in this country is fine in the daytime because it's quite nice. Oh god, this is so bleak. It's quite nice to have someone else when you're alone driving from gig to gig.
Well, that's what podcasts are.
Who's your breakfast show choice?
I'm Radio 1, Greg James.
Oh, you're still young, aren't you?
Yeah, you're on Radio 2, aren't you?
I'm on Radio X with
Jesus!
with Chris Miles, who used to be on Radio 1
So
when I was growing
I
up.
can't cope with adverts. I don't mind Radio X.
Yeah,
I often
yeah.
listen to, there's a couple of shows on there I really like,
Yeah.
but I can't cope with fucking adverts. So I listen to, like, on the podcasts, their podcasts, which are just their shows with the music cut out.
Yeah, fair.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
I haven't listened to the radio since like 2015.
There's a lot of it I won't listen to.
That's because you're not...
Radio 1, for example.
You're not-
I'm too old for that
You're
now.
not cool and hip like this guy.
Yeah.
Do you listen to podcasts though?
Yeah.
Double thumbs up.
Yeah,
Like,
listeners
all
out
cool
there,
and
I'm pointing in two different directions.
I don't listen
It's cool,
to
isn't it?
this podcast. This podcast is shit, but I listen to the podcast.
I'm glad I didn't waste my time listening to one before I came in there.
Yeah, I would.
What's your breakfast show? Oh, you said Radio X.
Yeah, Chris Miles, yeah. Grew up listening to him.
See, Chris Moores, when I was going to primary school, Chris Moores would be on the radio in my car when Mum was driving to primary school. That was when I was listening.
I think he ran it afternoons when I was at primary school. Around a long time.
And then who else did it after him? Then there's some real shit after him. When Nick Grimshaw did it.
I'd left Radio 1 completely.
When
Nick
Rooney was
Grimshaw
doing
went.
it was not good. But then Greg James.
I didn't listen to any radio after Chris Miles left or in morning. And then
Jesus Christ.
then he reappeared on Radio X and my life was happy again.
Did he like found Radio X? Or
No, so it was
like his.
it was XFM before. They had like Ricky Gervais on and
Oh great, full of great guys.
the guy of Kaiser Chiefs lead man. Ricky
Oh, yeah,
Wilson.
all wonderful.
Yeah, all your favourites. Down at XFM.
Come down to XFM. All these straight white guys.
And then the rebranded Chris Smalls came in. I think Bernard Kay came in for a bit as well.
2 more straight white guys. Really?
They do have women there somewhere.
Name a woman who's on Radio X.
Sunta Templeton.
Right, cool.
Not a made up name.
Sounds like a bit of myth.
Fair play.
Yeah, she's on with. Who's again in the afternoon?
This is wild. This
is gone. Yeah, we've gone.
Just advertising Radio X. But there comes a point.
Just advertising other people's podcasts. Is what I'm doing right now.
There comes a point in time in the day when the radio in this country becomes just dog shit.
Yeah.
If you hit 8 o'clock, awful. Just awful. Because all you've got is either music that's going to send you to sleep or Pete Tong and like Ibiza classics. And it's just
not for me, that.
awful. Like driving on the way home on your own, just having Pete Tong or like Danny Howard shouting in your ears is just awful. It's just dreadful.
That's why podcasts are just brilliant.
I'm an audiobook guy as well sometimes.
Well, there you go. That's what I mean.
It's too much. Just talking. That'll send me to sleep. That's why I don't.
Yeah, I think sometimes the good thing about it is it keeps me awake because there's something on, but I'm often not thinking about the audiobook. I'm thinking of something else that I need to be thinking about.
Right.
Like I think about the gig, I'm like, okay, what can I do with this bit? Whereas if I'm listening to a podcast on music, I get engrossed. Like I am a proper, like I'm in my car on my own, I am like screaming along to songs, depending on my mental state.
I do that.
If I'm having a rough week, there's a lot of Lewis Capaldi.
Oh God.
Oh.
Which is rare for me because that's not my type of music at all. But if I'm having a rough time,
do you listen to different genres of music on the way to a gig and on the way home? Because I do.
Yeah.
So I used to. This is real sad. I used to listen back to a set that I'd done on the way to a gig. This is when I'd not fully. When I'm quite new. When I wasn't.
That's hefty.
Yeah, it's when I hadn't fully thought of. If I didn't have it fully in my mind yet. Like recently, I know what I'm doing now. But I used to listen to myself on repeat, going to a gig.
Wow, that's taking this shit seriously.
I want to do this. So yeah,
I have it, but I have quite loud, quite like up, like.
Yeah.
I mean, people are surprised by it all the time. I'm a big punk fan, so a lot of like old school punk on the way to a gig a lot of the time, and then on the way back from a gig, unless like if it's in the evening, the radio shit, then that, and then on the way back tends to be just anything I can sing along to.
You sing along on the way home?
Oh yeah, I don't want to ruin my voice on the way there.
I like if I'm listening to music on the way home, it's like low level stuff.
After a gig, I'm usually so, whether it's good or awful, I've usually still got so much adrenaline in that it takes 3 hours to
Yeah,
come
exactly,
down.
so you want to come back down, so singing isn't going to get you
But
back
it takes 3
down.
hours to come down anyway, so I'm just like, I can go for it.
Yeah.
It's a good gig as well, sometimes it feels like a bit like a victory lap. You're driving home and you're like fucking going for it.
Yeah.
we are the champions.
You ever driven home
It's not like showing some music. I'm not going full on, like all of that levels, fucking final countdown.
Massive comedy. Ooh, we are the champions.
I am the best at comedy.
Yeah,
that's what I
that's
do
it.
when I come on stage. I go, God, I'm the best.
Am I good?
Oh, I'm fucking great.
Some people definitely do that. Have you ever driven home in silence? Because I have.
Yeah, I was doing a car show with, one person
Go
we
on,
can't name,
go on.
and one person who's a good friend of mine, but we did, it was my first year of comedy, it was our first 6 months, first time we did Beat the Frog. For those listening who don't know what Beat the Frog is, it's a gong show, it's like a competition, it's horrific, the audience try and eat you alive. It's like if the Hunger Games was set in Manchester and all the contestants were fueled by cocaine. That's how I describe it.
Have you done it, Hollie?
Once.
Oh, you have?
When I was like, I think it was my 4th gig. And it's because...
That's early.
Yeah.
Some people it's their first gig, and those people are insane.
The only reason I did it is
Did you use your
because...
first gig?
No, like called Jonathan Keenan did it. It was fantastic comedian.
Yeah.
He beat it on his first ever gig. He won the whole night.
Wow.
He won the whole
If
thing.
you did that on your first gig, I'd be...
He's incredible.
I mean, he is incredible.
Yeah, he's great comedian.
But like, if everyone's first gig should be shit. I'm sorry. No one should have a good first gig.
Mine quite good. I did
What was your first gig?
Verve Comedy Cellar, and it was packed.
Oh, were you there on one of the rare occasions?
I was. I was there on the rare occasion with more than 10 people in there. Yeah.
That's correct. Okay,
There
I
are
can imagine that being good.
30-ish people.
I know a few people who
packed
did their
out.
first gig for when it was called the Leeds Comedy Project at Hedgerow House.
Yeah, Amit's one of them.
Yeah,
I think
and
he's
you used to
first ever
get
gig,
you could get on a Monday over 100 students.
Yeah.
It was Freshers Week.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to do Freshers Week. There were 120 students in a room that held maximum 90. Like, it was packed.
Yeah.
All the comics had to stand in the disabled lift because there was no room for us in the room. It was all the way back to the back of the room.
Yeah.
And there was 2 people that night. It was their first ever gig. To 120 students,
God.
and also the loveliest group of students. Like not like 120 feral people.
Yeah.
But yeah, beat the frog. I drove back home in silence once because I did it in a car show with a friend, and I beat the frog. I think I came in the top 3, and he got gonged off after 42 seconds.
Oh.
And then so we got in the car back. You know that thing where like they're saying to you, "Oh, you were great," and then you have to go back.
Ooh,
So were you for 40 seconds.
so
Yeah,
lucky that,
because you are, man, that audience just wasn't your audience. So it was nothing to do with the fact
Yeah.
that you know, your jokes are awful and misogynistic. No, I'm joking. Like, it's nothing to do with that your jokes are just awful. It's actually, no, you have to do that whole, like, oh yeah, the audience, they just want you, man. Like, you were
Yeah.
great. Keep going on it, keep going back on it and stuff. Like, yeah, they're rough. I hate car shows.
I never. I refuse to do.
You refuse to do them?
Never.
Alright, okay.
Never do.
We
Not that I'm getting many offers, but I just because I live in the middle of nowhere anyway, so like
Yeah.
no one's around me. But there have been times in the past where people have suggested it, and I've been like, nah, because I need to be in the car on my own.
That's fair, yeah.
Unless it was like,
I do need, after a gig, into going around space. Before a gig, especially in the early days, I was insufferable. Because I'd be so nervous that I would either be high energy or just an arsehole. Just a really horrible person to be around.
I quite like
do you do them?
car shows. Yeah, like Eddie Mitchell lives down the road from me now, so
Oh,
he's,
does he?
yeah, he's perfect to car show with. Yeah.
And he's lovely.
He's lovely.
Nice. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Such a nice lad is Eddie. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the kind of thing I want. I did a car show with Al, who shall not be named. And because he asked me, this comic, he messaged me and said, we were both doing this gig, do you want to do a car show? And I was like, yeah, of course. And then on the day, text me, where are you going to pick me up? And I was like, oh, so I'm going to drive. That's what that is. Right? And then got in the car, drove to York and back from Leeds, which, you know, isn't miles, but, you know, it's over an hour each way. So, you know, we've done probably a 3.5 hour round trip together in the car together. And we got back home, and he got out of the car and went, cheers, mate. And I didn't hear from him for another 3 weeks. And that was just
Oh god.
it. And just, so if you're car showing, you tell someone nice and stuff.
Yeah.
Just like, I still struggle, like, gigging in front of my friends is more pressure. Like, if gigging in front of people, like, if us three were all on a bill, and we all stuck around to see each other's stuff,
Yeah.
I would be most nervous then. Like, I think,
Alright,
rather than, like, being in front of a reviewer, or, because, like, your people I respect. Like, usual audiences, let's put it out
It's
there.
nice to know.
That's lovely, yeah.
Let's put it out there now. The general public, I do not respect you. Like, if you turn up to a show, but it's like, I just have, because people like a reviewer comes in, I don't know who that guy is.
Yeah.
Steve Bennett giving me 2.5 stars.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
Oh, is he the?
He's short. Yeah, the biggest comedy.
Yeah,
reviewer.
he reviewed me recently.
Oh, that'd be nice.
The first 2 lines, no. The rest of it, really good. Like I sent it on going, oh, this is an awful review, and a lot of people reply going, for him, that's a very, very
Yeah,
nice
he does.
review.
So he gave me 2.5 stars at last year's Edinburgh.
Jeez.
He knocked off a whole star because the tech wasn't good enough. That was in the 43 defending. And he openly wrote that in the review.
Right.
After that point, I thought about that for ages, and I was like, fuck this, I was like, oh Christ, like, and I felt like I was a terrible comic because this one guy gave me 2.5 stars. Despite the fact that I had 4 or 5 really good reviews, it was like, I felt like, oh god, this show is shit, and I'm about to go on tour with this show, people are going to hate it, this is going to be awful, I'm going to make no money. I mean, the last bit is true, that did happen. But like, it was like
That's Edinburgh.
yeah, exactly. It was like, I was like, this is going to be terrible. And then actually it's like, oh, actually, like, he's just another person who sits in the audience. Like, he's not.
That's it, yeah.
He's just another bloke who sits there. Apart from that, his opinions get to go online. That's literally it. So I don't get as nervous when reviews are, and I get more nervous when comics I like and respect are in or know, or if like my friends or family are in the audience. That's awful. That's the worst.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
Some of the worst gigs I've done have been like when my mum and dad are in.
So I'm kind of fine with alt now, because my new rule is every gig, if it goes bad, if it goes good, it's not even 1% of the amount of gigs that I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, that's true.
So it doesn't really matter if you think of it that way.
But also sometimes you do a bad gig and you come away and you go, oh Christ, they're never going to book me again. And then you go, oh hang on, they run one gig or they run 2 gigs.
Yeah,
Even if they run loads,
yeah.
you go, there's plenty of others. Like, there's plenty of people like that, and you just have to, it'll just take that little bit longer, but you'll be able to go back in however long.
I used to get so nervous before gigs, like really nervous.
Yeah.
Now I'm just like,
You're the most relaxed man I think, on the circuit that we do.
You are.
You sit there and you're just like, I mean, you just look constantly like you couldn't give a shit.
I've heard this more and more. Yeah,
you're just like, fuck it,
yeah. I was speaking again with Eddie Midgley recently. I'm like, Josh, you just don't seem like you care anymore. He's like, I turn up to gigs and I go, oh, like there'll be certain gigs I'll just go, oh, I don't want to be here, and he'll go, right, you're gonna have to knock it out of the park now, because every time you're that relaxed, you'll be fine. Yeah.
Very rarely do I get gigs where I'm like, I don't want to be here. But I think I've had to readjust that. I think I went through a stage last year where I did a number of gigs in a row where I was like, oh, this is a fucking slog.
Yeah.
And then it took me a while to then reassess and go, I don't know, this is what I've like always wanted to do. Like I am living the dream here. Like this is what I wanted to do when I was 12, 13. And that's you just have to sort of reaffirm it.
I'd like to put on record, I do love gigging.
Yeah.
I know, even though I come across as too relaxed, I do love doing comedy. I really do.
I used to get really angry before gigs.
Angry?
Yeah. That's a surprise, isn't it? I'm not particularly an angry person unless I'm like sticking up to someone. Like I used to, for a good this was when I first, probably my first month or two. For a good like 2 to 3 days before, I would feel like genuine anger.
Right, okay. Anger. Where's this anger directed?
What do you mean?
Like who you angry at?
I was just angry in general, like really like worked up. I think it's just because I was so nervous that I was just like internally angry.
Were you angry at yourself for putting yourself through a situation where you were getting nervous?
No, because I really wanted to do it.
Right.
I get it. I would become really like grumpy and irate, and I'd just be difficult to be around.
There you go.
Like when I started,
Irate's strong though. Irate's really strong. That's a very, very angry person.
Yeah, but I'd be like I remember specifically like I was living with my partner when I started, and I remember like doing like a 56 gig, and it was like in your head you go, this is a big gig, like.
Yeah.
It's your 56 gig. They're all big gigs at that point. They all like, you just want to do well, right? And I remember like coming from work and I was cooking dinner for my partner, and I got so angry and so cross with something had gone wrong. Like I think I cut my finger on on a grater or something. I was grating up some cheese, and I got so angry that I just I moved out of the way and I got a mug. It was one of his mugs. I fucking hated this mug. Like, so it was a horrible shape. It was like really thin at the bottom and really big at the top. And I smashed it. I was so worried about the mess, I wrapped it in a tea towel first. Right?
Oh, that's premeditated.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Yeah.
It's nasty.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Are you still with this partner?
No.
Oh, no. The reason I smashed that mug, semi because of the gig, semi because of the person I was living with.
I was never like that.
Something because, it was not a happy and healthy relationship.
I was just really frustrated and like, I guess just anxious, and it came out as like irritation.
I think I used to just get like huffy and puffy.
Yeah.
And just walking around like fucking.
I mean, you're always puffy.
How dare you? We used to get on this part.
Oh yeah, you! I hardly ever abuse you, and you abuse me every single episode.
Well, no, because occasionally, once an episode, Hollie will accidentally drop a humble brag. Right? And
I feel like I've turned into the therapist now. I feel like I'm interviewing you two.
Yeah.
This is not a happy relationship.
We're all waiting for it, right? In a recent recording, she was telling the story. She went, this happened today. It was when I was at Centre Parks last week, right? And there was no need for that detail, but it was just be like, oh, by the way, I've got money.
That your humble brag is Centre Parks.
I wasn't humble bragging. That's the thing. I was literally just giving context. I was at Centre Parks.
It was just for the most humble brag. Like,
I mean, God help you if you ever go to Dubai or anywhere like that.
Yeah, but that's
sorry, man of the people, Alex Mitchell. Just saying. Centre Parks is the most middle class shit in the world. Are you regularly
And how does this make you feel?
Are you regularly holidaying in Centre Parks?
No.
I'm not regularly holidaying.
I nearly died there when I was a kid. When
Did you hit your head on the rapids?
it was on the rapids. It was on the
I
rapids.
told you, I fucking told you.
What happened was, I went flying round, and really, really young, and I went under the water, and as I was coming back up, somebody landed on top of me. So, back down. Yeah, why did you jump on her?
Immediately on the mother-in-law.
But yeah, and then come back up and all that. Like, if a third person landed, I'd have been dead.
The thing is, I think that sums you up perfectly, because you were like, yeah, I almost died, and I was under the water for ages, and then I came up and I just went, that's what you just did. That was the reaction to almost dying. It was just.
I had this when I was a kid as well. I nearly got hit by a car when I were out for a walk with my mum, and I stepped out into the road and a car proper slammed on the brakes, and the mum were crying, driver of the car were crying, and I was just like, why are you crying? It was me that nearly died, not you.
That's a fair point.
That was my reaction to it. Yeah.
Laid back kid. Don't give a shit. How old were you?
But she started laughing when I said that. So
4 years old. Why you crying, you stupid woman?
Yeah, why are you crying? You didn't nearly die. It was nearly me. I should be the one crying.
So taking my line, like,
Yeah, exactly. What are you crying for?
Alex, have you ever nearly died?
How many?
On stage or in
Oh,
actual?
on stage every other week. Anytime I try some new material. Have I ever nearly died? I was hit by a car.
Were you?
I was hit by a car.
Walking?
Yeah, I broke a rib and I broke my wrist.
How old were you?
I was 19. On the way home from work. Literally got to the end of the road we were working, got hit by a car. And just when I was training I was a teaching assistant at the time, wanting to be a teacher, and they sent me to hospital, and because I was still like, I'd only just started the job there,
Right.
so I'd only been there for like 2 weeks, I was like, I can't have any time off from there. So I got taken to hospital in an ambulance, it was just a broken rib, but they obviously got to take precautions, and I had a bit of a concussion, but broken rib is the most painful thing.
It's awful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really awful.
It feels like you can't breathe.
Yeah.
It's absolutely. I've had some bad injuries. I mean, look, I live with a degenerative disability. The fucking rib thing was worse. That was honestly awful. That was terrible. And for the pain, they gave me ketamine. Right. 6 hours later, I was in work the next day because I was just a young and impressionable kid. I swear to God, it was frankly immoral. I was put in charge of kids, still really high.
Alex Mitchell teaches kids whilst on ketamine.
Pretty much,
I think that's the headline here.
Yeah. It was. But I was I just started the job. I was like, I can't have any time off. As I went literally straight back in with literally patched up. Still felt like I couldn't fucking breathe.
Yeah, it's awful. But I've only had one bruise, and I tried to go play football. Back around to the subject in hand. And I couldn't move. I tried to run, I couldn't breathe it. That was just a bruised rib as well, so I can imagine broken ones.
It's rough.
Yeah.
Football. Anyway.
We got there in the end.
Yeah. You're a big football fan.
Big football fan.
You play a lot of football.
Yeah, I retired to do comedy, to be fair, because I didn't have time to do both.
Right. Okay.
I was like a bang average football player. You're aware of James Milner?
Yeah.
Very average
We went to high
footballer.
school.
Did it?
James Milner has comparing yourself to James Milner.
No, like
James Milner has England caps.
no.
He's played for England.
Yeah, but he's a very average footballer at that level. I can't say, I don't know, Steve.
Yeah, no, I know.
Somebody who lives down the road plays for the Wyke Wanderers or something. I can't say, I'm like him. So that's kind of, I'd say I was like a James Milner if James Milner was a gay footballer playing very low standard football.
Oh, wow.
That's the level.
Where did you play?
So I used to play for the Yorkshire Terriers, who are Leeds-based GFSN gay footballers supporters network football team. And we played in the league. So the league runs it's teams in Scotland, Wales, England.
Yeah.
So like, there's not a lot of teams in it, but you play probably once a month, and you go and you travel to all these other places, stop the night, have a good social event, and then you play football. Normally still hungover from the night before.
Was there a lot of sex going on at that point?
Do you mean personally or in general in the team?
In your mind.
Both, yes.
The answer remains the same. That's quite cool. I guess those kind of social elements to it as well.
Yeah, we're great. So the league was set up, I think, about 30 years ago, something like that. Back when homophobia was a lot bigger deal, and I know it still exists now.
So is there other queer football teams you play?
Yeah. So we play up and down the country against other queer football teams. Yeah, really good. It's just a safe place where we can all just be ourselves and enjoy the football.
Because I think football, I'm a big football fan as well.
Yes.
And I still think like football is, I think we got better, but not where we needed to be. And I actually think we've slumped again.
It does. I think that sums up the world at the moment.
Yeah,
we've got a lot better, and now we're going back into old habits, and definitely.
Again, it's so relaxing to say we're going back into old habits.
What are they like?
Back into old habits.
Naughty.
Pick your socks up. Stop throwing stones at the gays. Come on.
Come on, guys. We're all friends here.
I do think we've gone like slightly backwards there, and it is definitely noticeable, I think. But we are football fans of very different teams at very different levels. You're a big Leeds United fan.
Yep, season ticket holder for, I want to say 22 years, I think.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, considering I started supporting them the year after they were in the Champions League. So I saw the massive plummet, and now we're back in the Premier League now, which is great. But I've seen some pretty rough times.
Yeah, I guess like it is. Oh, I'm so excited about talking about this. It's so great. I never get to talk about football. I'm never invited on a podcast to talk about football because this is what I look and sound like. So I'm never invited on a podcast to talk about it. I get it like completely. So I'm a Cambridge United fan. We're at the other end of, well, not the other end of the football pyramid. There are only a few leagues play, but it feels worlds apart. And so
you had one of our ex-managers recently, didn't you? Gary Monk.
Yeah, Gary Monk. Yeah. He was the worst manager ever.
He was
statistically the worst manager we've ever had. Thanks very much for that.
Very welcome. He was the snake at our place.
Yeah, I know he was. Yeah.
He brought us one of our best recent players in Pablo Hernandez, and then at the end of the season he decided Middlesbrough was a better offer than Leeds United, so left.
Yeah. So with us, he snaked us because he joined us, was absolutely terrible, but we couldn't afford to sack him. Because that's the level of club we are. We didn't have the money. We couldn't financially pay him out of his contract. So which meant we were like, he's either got to leave himself or we've just got to keep him to the end of his contract. Which was 3 years. Eventually he left, but he left after he got us relegated. Last year. He left after he got us relegated.
Nice man. What a lovely man.
Yeah. But I do think I think the difference is there. Like, so when I witness homophobia at games, at Cambridge games I go to, because often we're playing in grounds and stands that are much smaller. Yeah. It's so easily noticeable.
Right.
But what I would say with that is, I think when it's seen, it's pretty quickly called out. It's pretty quickly dealt with, and it's often not meant. It's often, I think, with the smaller teams or teams that have been through some shit. Yeah. It's often there's a greater camaraderie. So things like with Cambridge now, when I was a kid, we were on the edge of administration on 4 or 5 multiple occasions. There's this famous story where there's a massive advertising billboard outside our ground, and we were given a week to basically prove we were financially viable or we'd be put into liquidation. Right. And Tottenham Hotspur bought an advertising thing on that billboard and said, "Come buy a ticket for Spurs. Come buy a cheap season ticket for Spurs," because they knew we weren't going to have a club. They thought we were going to go bust.
Now, how far is Spurs from Cambridge?
Yeah, it's like a 45-minute train journey.
Oh, all right. But I was thinking they were
No, so they were just trying to poach fans because they were like, these guys are going to die in here. These are some dark,
What a
awful,
lovely club.
yeah, awful things to do. Absolutely terrible. So you
Yeah.
go through some awful shit and terrible things happening to the club for years, mismanagement and people who run it are awful and awful managers, awful players who do horrible things and stuff, and you go through some really dark periods.
Yeah.
And I think then there's a greater camaraderie where it's actually the sense of, like, I definitely think in the good times at the football club, like, homophobia is next to none, because it's like, we've gone through so much shit together, we're still here, so it's almost forgotten.
That's good, that's
almost
right,
like
yeah.
you've got that community part of it. Which is like, obviously, the main reason I go and watch football is because I love football.
Yeah.
And I love Cambridge. That's the main reason I go and do it.
Yeah.
Right? But there is still that really nice, sort of connective community feel I get from it being in, you know, Cambridge might get 8,000 fans at home game, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Leeds United, fucking massive football club.
Quite a big deal now. We've been through some rubbish themselves.
Yeah.
Like relegation, docked 10 points, season after 15 points docked.
Yeah.
Bad owners. The recent Italian owner that we had, he took over a team in Italy and he just folded them. He run out of money, so he's just.
Well, that's sort of happening. I mean, again,
you know what I mean?
I'm not sure people want to hear this or not, but that's sort of happening right now with the guy who owns Nottingham Forest, isn't he? He's destroying. He owns Nottingham Forest. He also owns Olympiacos, who were the Greek champions 15 years in a row, and now they're on the edge of relegation because he's pulled all his money out of Olympiacos and put it all into Nottingham Forest.
All right.
Crazy. But what I was talking about is like that kind of one of the things I really love about football going to Cambridge is because we're like sort of we're a small team, smaller ground, smaller fan base. You know, I might go a couple of months without seeing a game because of my job, we work Fridays and Saturdays, it happens. So when you actually get to go back and, you know, I'd still be a couple of months between games, but I see people, you know, seeing familiar faces and stuff, and people you stand with in the grounds are still there, and you still sort of know each other and stuff. With something like at Leeds, when it's such a massive, you know, you're a huge club, you've got a much bigger fan base, do you still feel that kind of like communal kind of we're all in this together sort of feeling?
So it's kind of it works in pockets. Like where I sit, I'm sat with people I've been sat with for years and years and years and years. We've got so mate Richard sits to one side of me. I've got my dad at the other side. Then we've got two Welsh lads either side of them two, who I don't understand why they're 3 seats apart when they travel to the games together, and they've been coming a longer time than what we have. But there's a gap of 3 seats between. Like, they must not like each other that much, but they
after they've done the car
share together.
After they've done the car journey from Wales, they're like, fuck that shit.
We're
not seeing together now.
Then behind me, we've got a guy that used to work with my dad called Pete, a guy called Matt who used to work with Richard. So we kind of all know each other, which is really nice. Yeah.
We used to stand in front of a guy who didn't know his name. We called him Spider-Man because once during a minute's silence at football, a spider descended from the top of the stand, landed on his head, and he screamed during a minute's silence. So he was called Spider-Man.
Perfect.
There was also a guy called the Bishop because he had like a really weird haircut that looked like a sort of bishop's hat. So he was the Bishop. Again, didn't know his name.
I'd hate to be sat behind him.
Yeah.
If the hair is that big.
Maltese Tony. His name was Tony. He was from Malta. He had a big moustache. Maltese Tony.
Maltese Tony.
They're the little things about football that I fucking love. Like, they're the little things.
Yeah, little stupid things.
Yeah,
like that.
they're the bits that I love. The little silly, that kind of stuff is the bits I love. I'm looking at Hollie, who is like.
Are you still awake?
Pretty bored, not gonna lie.
Doesn't interest you at all?
No, literally not one bit. I've watched the women's when the women's stuff was in like England.
I went to a lot of those
So you
games.
watched it on last night then?
No,
you didn't even know it was on.
Because it was on
It was England last night. England.
No, but it wasn't. She was saying when it was in England. So
Oh, sorry, right.
It's the
Okay.
World Cup that they were
The Euros were in England. The European Championship.
women.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever that was, I watched that.
I went
Years ago.
to be fair, it's such a sort of strange thing, but I think one of my favourite football memories in terms of actually being in the ground was the women's Euros in this country. I went to the semi-final where England beat Sweden, and Alessia Russo scored an unbelievable back heel to make it like 3-0. And it was at Bramwell Lane in Sheffield, and the whole place went fucking insane.
All
That
right.
was probably one of the best. Either that or like, I don't know, Cambridge beating Newcastle at Newcastle a couple of years ago. That's the best day of my life. I don't have kids, so I'm not married, I can say it. Best day of my life. It was fucking
I think
great.
Leeds getting promoted recently. I think that's well up there for one of my.
This time round or last time round? It wasn't that long ago that you were like,
Yeah, but COVID times wasn't it last time round?
That's
so
true.
this time we've actually
that was our
been here to
promotion
celebrate
as well,
it.
actually.
Yeah.
We got promoted from League 2 to League 1 during COVID.
Yeah.
It was bleak. It was really awful.
Yeah, so we weren't allowed to do it, but I mean, I did still go down to the ground.
Of course you did.
Because it's not happened we've not been in Premier League for 16 years at that point.
I was thinking, now, knowing what we know now about what some people did during COVID, particularly the ones who made the rules, I don't think you should feel bad about going to the Leeds United.
I don't feel bad. I didn't feel bad at the time. There were no COVID outbreak when we all gathered.
You bought a bottle of wine and some brie, so it was fine.
It
was
was
allowed.
Yeah.
What was the thing? Scotch egg. You were allowed.
Oh,
That was it. That was.
Scotch egg. You could go to the pub if you had a meal, and you could have a drink at the pub if you had a meal.
Yeah.
And what constituted a meal was a Scotch
A
egg.
Scotch
Yeah.
egg.
So people would turn up, would
Yeah.
have a Scotch egg and drink 10 pints.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking about it. Do you remember that point in COVID where, like literally everyone was dying, but you could go and have like a half price ramen? Like, that was mental.
Eat out sell power.
And then that man became the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
absolutely insane.
Yeah, out to help out.
Yeah, which has a different meaning now, I think.
Yeah, especially in my house. I'm helping out all the time.
She's back in the room.
There we go.
We've got to our level. We've got off the ball. We've come to
We've found Holly. We've got our interest in the game.
We just talk about football and every so often just drop in like just doing some random little reference.
That was a crazy time. Really crazy.
It was wild. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, that was absolutely.
Because then they were like, oh my god, the numbers have gone back up. It's like, yeah. Everyone's been fucking.
Yeah, loads of
Did
people
anyone
were
go?
fucking- loads of people were
Oh,
fucking-
you were in a relationship during COVID?
No.
You weren't.
No.
Did you go on dates during COVID?
Yeah.
Were you in a relationship during COVID?
I was in a relationship with COVID.
So dating in COVID was fucking rough as hell.
Yeah, it was.
You'd have to meet someone on a park bench, which, to be fair, is how a lot
That's
of
how you still business.
That's how a lot of grinder meetups happen. Come meet me on this bench. Kind of the vibe.
Yeah, there's like a walk. I quite liked that, the whole walk thing.
But you were sort of trapped. You couldn't escape, could you?
What do you mean?
On a walk, I'm pretty sure you can escape on a walk.
Well, but you're with them the whole time.
No, I think that's nicer than going for a meal.
That's
I
why
think
you
you're
got
more
to
trapped at a
strategic
meal.
about
That's
it.
what I mean. It's like, okay, so I'm thinking like fucking grinder meetups, right? If you
Right.
met someone on Grindr and you were like meet them in a bar, if I'm there for 10 minutes and I'm like, oh my god, this person's terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go, oh, I'm just going to go to the toilet, and I will leave.
Right.
I know what you
can't
mean.
do that when you're walking with someone. I'm not going to just like forward roll
Yeah.
into a hedge. I'm not going to do
The
that.
Homer Simpson
Just walk slowly away.
walk slowly back
Like,
into
oh.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, when you realise like, oh, you've got awful opinions. That's what
Yeah,
you like.
yeah.
Yeah, you have to be strategic about it.
Yeah.
But that's why you go to like a place like Golden Egg Park. You know, Golden
Yeah,
Egg
shout out the local park.
Then you can go like
Are they
round.
your sponsors?
No, I'm surprised you shouted
Yeah,
out.
there we go.
But you know, it's got an end to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, okay,
It's got,
so there's
yeah,
an
there's
end
a loop.
point. Okay.
Right.
It's not. Yeah,
There's a point.
I'm not suggesting I would meet up on a walk and just not have a planned route. I wasn't suggesting it was like let's just. I wasn't going on Tinder and be like, do you want to go rambling? That's not something I was
Yeah, but
suggesting.
that's got like a definite end, so you know
Okay.
that like okay, in like 10 minutes time we're gonna be at the end. Whereas if you went to like the Shevin again, another very local reference,
Shout out, Chevy.
then you can go on and on and on and on.
Yeah, but you don't, do you? You have a planned route. Or am I just really autistic?
You're just
Really
Do
autistic.
people not plan a route when they're walking?
Not
No.
necessarily.
I'm going out for a walk. Do you not plan a route?
What, like you're literally like, I am following this route?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm going here, then here, then here, then back home.
No.
Loop, back to my house. Well, you just go outside and go, I'll just go where the wind takes me.
We'll go for a walk. Let's go for a walk, dude. Just go. I'm just going to go for a walk. Yeah. And then when I'm far enough away from my house, I'll go, oh, I've had enough now.
This is the most
I'll head back.
really laid back thing. Oh, well, I've actually had enough now.
But yeah, you don't plan an like pinpointed route unless you're planning on getting to somewhere.
But otherwise, what's the point in the walk?
To walk?
Exercising?
But you not walk. But even when you're just like exercising going on a walk, like you want to like see things when you like that's my thing. Like if I'm going on a walk,
If I see it, I see it. You know. I'm not going out my way.
We're the complete opposite.
Some people walk just for the sake of walking. They're not going. What do you mean?
I think living with you, I'd have a panic attack every day.
I'm very.
Why do you not like? I plan everything is planned. There must be a plan. Always.
Yeah, it's just autism.
Yeah, probably.
No.
But like,
No, probably about it.
if I'm going for a walk, I'm very much like because I also want to know what time I get home. So like, if I don't walk, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna go for a half-hour walk.
Well, don't you just go?
Because I'm a busy
Do you
man.
just walk for 15 minutes and then turn around and head back?
It's the same thing twice.
No, but you see the opposite side of it. Don't you?
What the actual
You
fuck?
go through a loop, don't you? Like, otherwise, like,
Do you not have a dog?
no.
You don't have a dog either, though, do you?
I do, where it lives with my mum.
Yeah.
So I did have a dog.
But I think for me, it's like I need to be motivated to walk, to go on a walk, to go on or not to walk, to go on a walk, to go and make the effort of going on a walk. I need motivation.
Do you ever drive to a walk?
Yeah.
Right, so if you were driving to a walk, you'd be like, say for example you were going to Shevin, would you have a planned route on the Shevin and know how long it was going to take you? So you're like, I'm going to be out for half an hour, at 15 minutes I'm turning back. Or have you planned the loop
I've planned the loop.
so that it's half an hour long?
Yeah, I've planned the loop.
Yeah, that's just autism.
That's what the app Strava's there for, right? That's what I used it for. What I used to use it for.
Yeah, I guess. I think Strava's usually for a run.
Yeah, but you can also plan routes on it. Even when I used to do a lot of running in the days of able-bodied Mitchell, I used to do a lot of running. Even then, it would be like I would have a planned route, and I'd run like a different route. I had like 15 different 5k routes in my house.
So you wouldn't just
So like
sit there.
15 different 5k routes.
Yeah, because then I'd go, which one am I feeling today? Which one do I want to see? If the weather was nice, there were some like really nice ones. If the weather was bad, you're like, I'm not going there.
Did you ever
because
go-
it's completely exposed.
Did you ever speak to anyone go picking them between 1 and 15? And then you do that, or is that too much of a gamble?
Army control.
So I'd have been like, yeah, picking them.
I had
Yeah,
different
picking
ones
them,
like
yeah.
based on different weather, based on different like how I was feeling. Like maybe I want to do a bit of uphill today. Maybe I want to like, and I'd have a full like plan. But the main one was like just how I was feeling. Because there's some like really nice ones where you'd be like on top of like you'd be like there's some really nice ones like I live really close to the Yorkshire Dales. So I can get to the Yorkshire Dales like within a half-hour drive. So it's like there's some really nice ones where you could just like run around malls and stuff, and that was really nice. And you have these. If you went at certain times, you'd have like sunsets and shit. It was nice.
Did you ever mix two together?
What, do 7.5 one and then just drive to the next one and do
No,
7.5 one?
but did any of them cross over? Like I have running routes where I am, but I just run from my house. I don't drive anywhere to run.
Oh, no, so some I could do just from my house. There was like 3 or 4 I could just do from
So
my
did
house.
any of them
Or
cross
the start
over?
point was like, yeah, maybe 1 or 2.
And did you ever cross them over, or were they like strips?
No, not really. There was one which was like a big hill at the end, like a big hill. And so it's like sometimes I get to that point and go, I can either go up the big hill this way, or there was like basically the same length, sort of loop around the back, which wasn't as steep. So maybe a little bit longer, but it was like, so then there I'd make a decision. But that was when I was like really like, that's when I was quite fit and was able, and was like running 5, 10Ks 3 times a week. And now it's like, it's not even feasible. Yeah.
I don't think I've run since COVID. I did run a lot of running in COVID. But it was the same route every day.
I did, yeah, that's when I did a lot of my running in
I've
COVID.
been running a lot recently.
There's a lot of running in COVID, and I started playing rugby as well. Started playing rugby just after COVID. Because you could go to like, there were like rugby training sessions you could go to. Because again, there was that point in COVID where like you go out for exercise on your own, it's like, okay, and then they went, you can go out for team exercise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as there were only 4 of you.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
go and have a football match, like 4 versus 4.
Yeah.
Like, it was like ridiculous. So that was that point. I started playing. I played like tag rugby during that point, and then I got into rugby.
Well, that's something as well. I did a marathon during COVID. I know you were only allowed out for an hour. But I set
I
up.
ran a sub 60-minute marathon.
I half walked, half ran a marathon during COVID.
Wow.
Yeah, so I went to meet my mates in Leeds, but we're not allowed out, so I just went for a walk. Ran into Leeds from Cleckheaton where I live, and then I thought, you know what, I'll do an entire marathon's worth of walking and
That's
and
pretty intense.
Do you
it
cycle?
took hours.
Do you cycle?
No.
I got a bike during COVID and fell off, and I haven't cycled since.
When I was a kid, I cycled. For ages, but I think cycling though, like there's a bigger commitment than just running, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like you've got to be more
It'll take gear.
You've got to wear the stupid shit.
Yeah.
Like if you're running, you can wear pretty much anything.
As long as you don't chafe, then you can wear whatever.
And also, I live in York, so I fucking hate cyclists.
Yeah.
Because they are
And it
everywhere.
all cobbles in York as well.
Yeah, I don't live like that kind of York.
Oh, okay.
But
So-
yeah, there are
sorry.
cyclists literally everywhere.
My dad's a cyclist.
I think this is another level of commitment to cycling, which I do not.
Yeah, no, I get you that.
Like
Yeah.
running was just nice. And also running was like, especially during COVID too. During COVID, I was studying. My brother was doing his A levels, and my mum and dad were working from home, and my sister moved home. So there were 5 of
You
us.
just wanted to get out.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
it
Yeah.
was. But that hour of exercise, that was the 1 hour of freedom.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I'm going. There was a point during COVID where we had like the most snow we'd ever had in February or something. Remember that? We had so much. There was one month we had so much snow, and I was like, I'm still going on this one. I'm going to run through this fucking snow
It's like 20
just so I don't have to.
Oh, God, yeah, I do remember this now, yeah.
How she went to Asda and how awful it was again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was living it was just me and my partner living in a flat at the time, and there was no outside space. It was just
That's awful.
we would yeah.
That's
I think we're like a year into a relationship as well. So like
it's early doors.
yeah, so we couldn't have done without getting forced together that quickly. But
Yeah.
I have a friend who went on a 3rd date with a guy,
yeah,
and then lockdown was announced, and she moved in with
Oh.
his parents.
Jesus.
that's what
Yeah,
my brother
but
did.
now they're
Yeah.
married and having a baby.
Yeah, that's what my brother did. So it's not the same friend, is it? What's your friend called?
We'll bleep it, don't worry.
Heather.
Oh yeah, no, it's not the same.
Imagine.
That
would have been
would
so.
have actually been.
Yeah, through my brother and your friend.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'd have
Davina McCall walked in.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I probably would have done.
Yeah,
I would have done.
Yeah.
Like, Sedman. Yeah, that sounds. Yeah.
yeah. There's not many of us about it.
Yeah, that's a relatively uncommon. So.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a point in COVID as well. Like, do you remember you would go to the supermarket, you would come home, and we washed our shopping
Yep.
because,
No, I never did.
but not because the government told us to, because the crazy lady from this morning told us to. The crazy cleaning lady on this morning was like, you got to wash.
I remember the traffic light system at the shops.
Yeah, they're still there. If you look outside
Yeah,
the
but
shops,
there's-
they've still got the traffic lights.
And then,
Yeah.
but then you get home, you have to just fucking baptise your beans. Like, it's fucking mental.
Oh no, I couldn't be bothered with that.
Again, the most laid
Yeah,
back
it's
man.
like,
People are dying.
If
I
I
know
get
you can give
COVID,
shit
I
for
get it.
this,
Yeah.
but I do still wipe things down.
I was going to use a vegetable that I shouldn't use. You still wash your.
Oh,
I'm going to say lettuce, but yeah.
yeah, I do watch that
I
regularly.
think you have to wash anything loose from the supermarket. So
Yeah, no, I
like
get it.
fruit and veg. That's getting washed.
Yeah,
I'm not washing a packet of ham. Like, that's
yeah, I like wipe down the outsides of the stuff.
The loose.
containers and.
The loose things.
No, I wash like vegetables and fruit,
Yeah.
but then I wipe down like packets and things like that.
Like if you buy a tin of something, you wipe it down.
Really?
Why?
Why?
Because it's gross. It could have been like it's coming in a delivery. It could have come anywhere.
Yeah.
It's not a delivery. I bet it's a card.
And it's
Another humble brag.
When I have a
delivery of food is literally cheaper than going to
She's
the
not denied it's a
supermarket.
card.
when my Ocado turns up, darling.
When my card turns up. When it comes
Oh, it's really good.
yes!
Get him sponsoring this show. Come on.
When you put those stuff to the house, because I've moved the Range Rover. I cannot believe it's actually a Cardo. It's fucking great.
They are good though.
I get them simmer deliveries now. That's what. Yeah, but I'm a single person living by myself. I've got to. I do comedy. I've got a full-time job. I've got an house to keep tidy, which I don't. I don't want to
Do
cook
you
as
still
well.
have your robot vacuum, by the way?
No, right. So I had a fallout with my robot vacuum. So went out one day, came back.
Oh my god, I know what you're going to say. And this happened to
The
me as
cat
well.
food got knocked over.
Oh?
The robot went round and smeared the cat food all over the downstairs of my house. So
Right.
I've had a fallout with it.
Well, that happened to me.
But
But it was my
Dog.
mum's
Oh.
dog's shit.
Yeah. I've heard this happen
And
before.
I had a fucking meltdown.
Yeah, I would fully. I can't.
Luckily, it was downstairs on the wood, but
Yeah.
What do you have with hoovers?
Because again, I've got a job, I do comedy.
You couldn't possibly Hoover.
I recommended it to him.
It's too much. Listen,
It's my fault.
I can't eat. I'm too busy.
I can't prepare and cook food because I'm too busy.
Okay.
So that's why I've got the simmer thing.
I get.
And it's boring, and I live by myself. So there's nobody there
I
to.
love cooking.
No, not
I
when
like
by
cooking
yourself.
as well.
Yeah, but you've
I
got
love
somebody to
cooking.
cook
Apart from when I
for.
grab my finger off and have to smash a mug.
Oh
I
yeah,
fucking love cooking.
callback.
Hey, I was hoping to get.
Did you like it before that though?
It was alright because we used to get.
We're back on robot Hoovers.
The
No,
robot.
we
Yeah.
used to get.
This episode we've ever
So
done.
you want the Hoover? Or?
Yeah, the Hoover.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. Yeah, alright.
I think it's fucking brilliant. It's changed my life as that Hoover.
Right, I might have to figure out what I'm doing. I might have to put the cat food on a piece of wood or something like that.
Yeah.
And
You
then
need to
set
do
the Hoover off.
How many cats you got?
2.
What,
They
nice.
are beautiful.
I've got Floof, who is a ragdoll.
Great.
Floof is named. So they had different names when we got him. So Floof used to be called Smokey, and we've got Bean, who's just a very, very tiny, normal cat. Bean's called Bean because she tucks all the limbs in and looks like a bean. Floof's called Floof because he's floofy. And Bean was called Princess when we got her. So.
Well, not a good name for a cat. Princess.
No, so we've gotten off this couple who, during back to COVID again,
Yeah.
during COVID they split up after 5 years of being together. They had the cats together, split up. Neither of them wanted to take the cats, so we took the cats. And then in 5 years of our relationship,
It's the cats.
it's the cats. We've got cursed cats. We can only last 5 years in relationships around these cats.
Oh dear.
So, yeah, now.
I'm really glad it ended with cursed cats because it was a contender for most boring story told on the podcast until that point.
Cheers, Alex.
We've definitely done worse.
Cursed cats. Yeah.
Well, I love that you got cursed cats.
I think we can wrap up for
That's the first time that's happened. Someone's gone, well, I guess we're going to have to wrap this up now.
Have I killed the mood of this?
No, it's just
Oh, just the fact that we're.
my dinner is calling my name.
Alright.
There was a mood at this point. We've been recording episodes for 4.5 hours.
I fully understand.
We
That's
are
not a problem.
fucked. That's where we're at. What was even the topic?
The topic was football, which
talked a bit about football.
we
Far too much, in my opinion.
we've got about 5 minutes left.
We'll call the episode exercise. that point in time where your dad was dying.
Don't call it exercise because they'll look at me on this picture and they'll go, right, not a chance.
Jesus Christ! Honestly, I'm just in my head going through this now going, this is going to be a fucking nightmare to edit. That's what I'm doing now. Josh is on his phone now.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. The guest has got balls.
Alright, well, thanks for listening.
So,
No, well, we're on about meals early, weren't we?
oh my god.
Oh, Josh has got a dick apart.
Yeah, can we wrap this up?
Oh!
I'm joking.
Make sure you do as well.
We all
Yes.
sing an occupation. We all heard that famous random noise. Josh, where can people find you?
On Grindr. You can find me at Instagram is Josh Sedman Comedy. Facebook is just Josh Sedman. TikTok is Josh Sedman Comedy as well. I don't really use it.
We'll write that underneath.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, do your research, man. You're podcasters. Expect me coming here and do everything.
We need to promote ourselves.
Come on.
The guest who could not give an utter shit.
Yeah.
Like, walks into the room, just sort of
Oh.
I never want a beer.
yeah, you can sum up Josh in a noise, it would just be. I can't. We didn't even get to the story about how like you broke your arm.
Brought me out playing football, yeah.
No, I wasn't talking about football. You used to do a routine on stage about how you.
I'll still do that routine.
You break your arm during a grinder hookup.
That's how the story goes.
My voice fully broke there. That's why I had to grinder hookup, and it was like
Got too excited there, Alex. Got too excited there.
Yeah. Okay, let's end the fucking podcast.
Right.
Thank you to you for listening at home. This has been the Quiz On Podcast. Please review, rate us, follow us, and keep listening. That would be great. We'll see you next time. The Quiz On Podcast. Bye.
Bye.
Even the bye could not give a shit.
Oh,
Bye.
Sounds great.
Quiz on Podcast was produced in association with Unmasked Neurodiversity Network, an incredible charity in Leeds aiming to provide unwavering support and guidance to individuals within the community. To donate or find out more, visit unmaskednn.co.uk.